Welcome back, my magical star beings. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at why you're the temptation they can't resist. So the quick rundown of how this reading's going to go. First, we're going to take a look at exactly the title, why you tempt them, why they find you irresistible. Then after that, we're going to take a look at what about you triggers their desire or obsession. Then after that, we'll take a look at why they feel they can't be away from you. And then we will check zodiacs and initials for extra confirmation. So in terms of your pile selection, you can either choose the pile you're most drawn to, or you can choose the pile based off their zodiac sign if you know it. And the zodiacs are in the thumbnail. So for pile 1, we have red cat's eye with Eclipse mermaid. For pile 2, we have the shell with Nautilus princess. And for pile 3, we have orange calcite with dried flower fairy. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile now. So hopefully by now you have picked your pile. If you do want to support the channel by watching the sponsorship segment, I do appreciate it. But if you want to go straight into the reading, the timestamps are in the description box below for each pile and each question, so I will see you there. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with a psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable, phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free. For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that'd be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals, but that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. Pile 1, you chose the red cat's eye heart and the Eclipse mermaid card. So we're going to take a look at why you're the temptation they can't resist for the person on your mind. If you want to check the quick rundown of the reading, you can check out the intro, the beginning part of the intro, or I also listed it in the description part, like a summarized version of each question we're going to look into. What I'm going to do for each question is I'm going to pull one oracle card and the rest tarot and kind of just move through it like that. So spirit guides of pile 1, why are there the temptation they can't resist? Why do they tempt this person on their mind? And why does this person find them irresistible? So I'm just taking one card. We have out trick-or-treating with we're here. So why are my pile 1s the temptation they can't resist? Why are my pile 1s the temptation they can't resist? Why do they tempt them, and why does this person find them irresistible? So I heard the word classy right now, Page of Swords. We have the Sun. We have the Fool reverse so far. So what I'm getting so far is, I said classiness, but I'm also getting like this badass kind of look. Maybe some of you have highlights or dressed in like an alt goth aesthetic, or maybe some of you dress in a very like seductive way where you're comfortable with your sensuality with the mermaid here, because sirens kind of represent this allure. You know how like sirens can lure sailors with their song? Maybe there's something very beautiful and irresistible and tempting about your voice in some way, but also your body. There's something like alluring and enchanting about the way you look, where this person feels like once they have their eye on you, once they hear your voice, they just can't resist you. They're lured in like a sailor, even if they're not a man. Take it how it resonates as per gender, but there's just something about your physical appearance that tempts them. But not just the physical appearance. It's kind of like once they have their eye on you, they just crave you and want you and they can't let that feeling go. There's something about your smile that is breathtaking to this person with the sun here. Your laughter. This person will do anything to make you smile or laugh as a result of that, because you just smiling and seeming happy brings them just this most remarkable feeling that they want to continue doing things that are going to make you happy or make you smile or laugh. There's this energy of maybe, I don't know if you're with like a funny guy or girl, where like once they make you laugh, you're like, why are my clothes off? That's the vibe I'm getting here. You're very fun as a person. This person always feels like they have a good time with you, but they also feel like you can be serious. And they like that kind of balanced energy you have, where you can be a lot of fun to be around, but you can also be serious about them and about your own life. And that's something they do find tempting and irresistible in terms of qualities you have. They know that you're serious about them. And the more serious this relationship becomes, the more they feel they can't resist you. Just like, you know, when you fall in love more with a person, then you feel even more attracted to them. You feel even more corny with an H for them, if you can read between the lines. The Page of Swords also confirms something about your voice, the way you sound, the way you speak. You could be very good at flirting, almost saying the things that this person wants you to hear. Or you could just have, again, like a very seductive voice that they find turns them on in some way. Maybe it's the things you say that turn them on. That is what I'm getting. And with we're here, maybe you're always there for this person. You're always supporting this person. And with the number 5, this relates to 5th house energy, where you bring the fun. This is Leo energy with the sun. There's also this energy of you bringing them change, like positive changes, and being that support for them. They feel like you and them have a friendship, not only like romance, and you mentally stimulate them. I think they're also attracted to your intelligence. And it's almost like when you say things that seem very smart to this person, it kind of turns them on a little bit, where they're like, oh, you're so smart. Like, now I want to be up all over you. So why do they feel they can't be... why do they feel like pile number 1 tempts them? What is so irresistible about pile 1 to this person? The 8 of Wands. The 4 of Pentacles. Something about your photos being irresistible. Something about the way you text them as well. So the 8 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Knight of Pentacles. They find your consistency and reliability to almost be frightening in a good way. It's kind of like that energy of, oh, you're the first person that I feel like I can ever count on. Like, maybe before this person's connections were tempting in a way, but I know you don't want to probably hear about that, but there's just something about this person feeling like nobody was ever like reliable for them or consistent with their efforts, but you are. And again, there's almost like this feeling of the more I fall in love with you, the more I cling to you with the 4 of Pentacles, or the more attached I get to you. Because the 4 of Pentacles can represent a clingy card to me. Even if this person doesn't outright show that behavior, they could feel very attached to you. And they feel like the more attached they get to you, the more they fall in love with you, the more they're turned on by you. And because you're always there for them, because you're always consistent, it creates this trust that they've kind of like built with you where they're always feeling turned on with the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know if you just like hug this person or kiss this person or say something and they're already turned on. It feels like they're always turned on by you with the Knight of Pentacles. The Justice card talks about trust, honesty, you having good values, morals. This person doesn't just feel like you're the temptation. They also feel like you are wifey or hubby material. You're the person they want to be with more long term. And there's something about them knowing they would want to put in the effort for you because there's some kind of equal balance, give and take here. They also find the fact that you're responsible, attractive, the fact that you're kind of like trustworthy, attractive, that just builds more romance and tension between the two of you, like sexual tension. There's also something about your legs that are seductive, the way you love, your heart, and the things that you do. Not necessarily the things you do for them. Yes, that can be a cherry on top. But there's certain things you do without realizing it's attractive. Let me try see if I can get an example from Spirit. Okay, so I'm seeing an example in like a heterosexual relationship, but just take it if how it resonates if you're in an LGBTQ plus relationship. But I'm seeing like a woman go up to like her boyfriend and touch him down there. And maybe the way she's touching him like turns him on. If you can read between the lines of what I'm saying, because I can't like be so vulgar on YouTube. Yeah, so there's just certain things you do, even if it's not that turns this person on without you realizing it. And you don't even try to, but you always just tempt them. The 4 of Wands is at the back of the deck, which does represent marriage. So they could see you as like their ideal partner, the person they want to like settle down with or could settle down with. If it's not that serious yet, they feel like there's potential to get serious with you, and they may already feel serious about you even if you haven't been together for long, with the Fool showing up reverse. So let's get our last cards for this question now. Then we'll move on to the next. So why do they tempt them? Why do they find pile number 1 irresistible? You're also very charming. They can see the way you speak to other people, like how charming you are. And it almost makes them feel like if they go to like a function or event with you, like, and you're interacting with other people, it almost makes them feel like, again, like you're so smart, that's so attractive to me. I just want to go home and take you home right now and do things to you. That's what they're thinking in their mind. Like, I just want to go home right now and do certain things to you. And end this night of like talking to other people because I just want to be with you. Wheel of Fortune reverse, 5 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. So this person is looking for someone that's trustworthy before they settle down and create a long-term relationship. They may have felt like previously before they met you, they always had like untrustworthy people in their life that maybe expected long-term connections from them, but they never felt like they were quite ready to settle down, perhaps because they felt like they couldn't trust the person fully. But because they feel that way with you, they feel like maybe it was never the right time. Maybe it was never about timing. Maybe it was just that I couldn't trust them. And that's why I felt like I couldn't settle down with them. But with you, it's different. So there's something different about you that entices this person and makes this person want to stay forever. So let's remove these cards and check what we can channel next. There's also, again, like something about your intelligence keeps coming up. I'm seeing you research something. I'm seeing someone like be on their laptop with glasses and they're reading something, and it's like this person finds that so attractive. Like even when you tell them things about things you researched, or like things you've kind of like found in terms of knowledge, like ideas you have, knowledge you have, when you share it with this person finds it irresistible. Okay, there's also something about me hearing I'm falling harder and harder for you each day. So what about pile number 2 triggers their obsession? We have witch at the end of the world with an important end and new beginning. What about pile 1 triggers their desire of obsession? What about pile 1 triggers their desire of obsession? We have the 4 of Wands. Also, something about you guys having like a similar taste in food. I'm seeing like food as an example. It doesn't have to be food specifically, but it could be like you guys having similar interests, feeling like they can talk to you about the things they like, and you guys kind of just get each other and vibe well. Like maybe you like the same things in terms of music, food, movies, series. There's something about like having a similar taste in things. No matter what it is, they feel like they can show you their world and you'll be invited in it and you won't judge them for it, or find their taste or likes irrelevant in any way. Like you will take interest in it, even if their interest isn't your main interest. Maybe you show some kind of interest in it, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh, I said the word interest so many times, but I hope you are like understanding what I mean. This person feels like they don't have to ever worry in this relationship with the 9 of Swords reverse. Like they don't ever have to worry about your loyalty, about what you're doing behind their back. They don't have to ever worry about the connection ending. Like, yes, it could possibly happen, but they feel secure. I'm not saying it will happen, but there's this feeling of feeling secure with you. And the more secure they feel, the more their obsession grows for you, because they feel safe enough for it to grow. I feel like if this person perceives it as there's no security, where this person could potentially leave me, this person could potentially cheat, lie to me, they wouldn't allow themselves to grow an obsession for a person, because they feel like, okay, if that person could be taken away from me, my obsession would be the death of me. So there's something about them feeling secure enough to grow their obsession and desire for you in a way where it wouldn't make them feel like they're going crazy if they had to lose you. I don't know if this person's an earth sign, but they're giving me very much like earth sign vibes or earth sign Venus, because we spoke about your reliability, your intelligence. Yes, your look is attractive to them, but them also just feeling secure in the relationship makes them feel like they can do that. They can almost be free and let go and grow this obsession with you without fear of it being, of you being taken away from them and their obsession still being there. So that's why I'm saying it very much gives earth sign vibes, especially like earth sign Venus, Capricorn, Taurus, Venus. Because I know Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Venus usually show up like that in relationships. Those are the things that are like important to them. And even if they're not, they could just be embodying that energy, looking for that in relationships and love. And you provide that, you fulfill them. They don't ever feel like they're lacking anything in this connection. They feel like you fulfill them completely. And even if there are certain things that maybe weren't that way, they feel like they could ask for it from you and you would try for them. They also feel like you guys work together. You'd be able to have a long-term relationship with the Three of Pentacles. Like you'd be able to cohabitate together if you already live together. Or if you don't, they feel like they would be able to with you. The Three of Pentacles to me in a love reading represents compatibility. Two people being able to work together as a team and support one another and live together, and there's no like intense fights. The Three of Pentacles is like a healthy relationship where we can work together, and even if we have a conflict here and there, we can work through it together. So there's some kind of support here that makes them feel like, again, secure enough to grow their obsession with you, with which at the end of the world, perhaps they feel like they're literally under your spell. So we have the Lovers, which isn't just about love and romance, but it talks about choice. So they feel like they want to choose you. They feel like they want and already have that obsession for you. And they feel like you are just as obsessed with them in return, because the Lovers is like this equal energy of reciprocation. So they feel like because you reciprocate that obsession, that intensity in love and desire, they feel like they can show it back. But if you weren't to show that obsession, it's not that they wouldn't be obsessed, they wouldn't feel as secure showing it, because they'd feel like, okay, do I like you more than you like me? So because you obsess over them back, they feel like they can show it to you freely, and again, they feel secure within that. The Fool reverse is about them being serious about you, which we did speak about. Okay, I'm gonna say something, and I don't want it to come out in the wrong way. I hope you understand what I mean. I'm putting, so we had like cards that flipped out. I'm putting these to the back because these we already spoke about. I don't want to like speak about the same thing over and over again. So the Emperor reverse can be a card about control. But this is about the energy of like, I don't have to control you. And not that this person would want to control you or would want to be a controlling person, but they feel like because they can trust you, they don't have to control or look over your every move. They can leave you alone for hours and trust that you're not going to do anything. So it's not that they want to control you, it's that they feel they don't have to, and therefore their obsession for you grows. They can just like sit at home, think about you. Maybe you're not near them in the moment, and just think about the good memories you've had together. Think about the future without worrying what you're doing. So then their obsession for you grows. The Five of Pentacles, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is a commitment card, and the Five of Pentacles is all about their needs. So again, you fulfill their needs. That's confirmation of what I spoke about earlier. They feel like if they need something from you, they can ask you and rely on you for it. And the Hierophant is Taurus energy, by the way, if that's maybe applicable for some of you. The Emperor Aries and the Lovers Gemini. We'll check zodiacs later, but yeah. So yeah, again, they feel like they can commit to you. They feel like you're not hiding anything from them. And therefore their passion just grows and grows and grows. They don't ever have to worry about you leaving them. They know that you're choosing them every day, so they're choosing you every day. And even if you do have moments of conflict, you guys can like sort of compromise and give each other what the other person needs in the moment, and talk it out and communicate in a healthy way and figure out what the other person wants and desires. And it's like you're always trying to figure out what this person wants or desire and give it to them, fulfill it for them. And so that's what I'm getting from the Seven of Cups. Because you give this person what they wish for in a relationship, they feel so fulfilled, where they want to do the same in return for you. They feel like you're literally a wish come true in love. That's how they feel. I'm also seeing like a fish's eggs, which reminds me of fertility. So I don't know if this person is thinking of children in the future, like if you already have children with this person. For some, like maybe some of you are already married to this person, already have children with this person, and maybe they see you as like the mother of their children or the father of their children. So that could be for some of you, or maybe they see that in the future. And if you're not that serious yet, then maybe they want that in the future, and they could see that happening with you potentially. So the last question we have is why they feel they can't be away from you. So we have Candy Cane Angel with It's Time for a Treat. And what this is reminding me of is like, you know, when you have like a sweet treat waiting for you at home and all day you're just so excited about getting that treat that it kind of just excites you the whole day, where you crave it the whole day. And when you finally get home, you can indulge in that treat. And then when you try to like stay away from that treat, you just crave it so much. It's so sweet and delicious that you feel like you need it. Maybe you don't, but you feel like you need it in the moment. You're like that sweet craving where they just can't stop craving you. There's something about your sweetness. There's something about them feeling like they need your sweetness. You're like a treat for them. Whenever they have a bad day, you cheer them up. You're like comfort food for them in a way, but you're not food, obviously, but like you're like comfort to them in a way. Okay, so why do they feel they can't be away from pile number 1? Why do they feel they can't be away from pile number 1? Whenever they're away from you too long, it hurts their heart because they feel heartbreak in my heart chakra. Not that this person's literally heartbroken over you, but like it's kind of like a mini heartbreak being away from you for long periods of time. They can't do that. They miss you instantly. Knight of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and Black Moon in reverse. So they consistently feel like they can't be away from you for long periods of time, even if it's just a few hours. They miss you in the moment. They miss, conversating with you, connecting with you, that they'll try and almost connect with you in other ways when they have to be away from you. Like, let's say they go to work or they're busy that day and they can't see you. So they'll try and connect with you in other ways, like maybe messaging you. This person does have a clingy side, whether they show it or not, and they feel like they want to be with you all the time. They feel like they miss you every second you're not around them with the Knights of Pentacles. So that is showing up quite strongly. The Three of Cups is also about your friendship with each other. So this is about, like, let's say something funny happens and now I want to send you a text message telling you all about it because you're the first person I want to go to. Maybe when good news happens to me or when I see something funny, you're the first person I want to tell. When I have a bad day, you're the first person I want to go to for support. That's what the Three of Cups is talking about to me, at least in this reading right now. Like, that's what I'm feeling from the card intuitively right now. There is depth in your connection, but also a lightheartedness. And I even see them like scrolling on social media, watching a reel, instantly thinking, oh, I want to send this to them. It's like you're kind of their companion, their friend, or their best friend in a way. And it just feels like they want to share everything with you, which is why they feel like they can't be away from you. They also feel like you bring the best out of them. You don't bring out their worst or toxic traits, and this love doesn't feel unnecessarily hard or challenging where we have to fight to keep it up. You know, those kind of connections that are very fragile in a way, where you almost have to fight to keep it together, and if you don't, it will just fall apart. They don't feel like that with you. And so because there's this healthy connection that you guys have, they feel like they can't stay away from it because they just love it so much that why would they want to stay away from it? You know how there's some relationships, and I just hate seeing that, like, you know, in movies or like in real life situations where like maybe the husband or wife complains about their partner and they're like, ugh, I just can't stand being around them and I have to like get away from them. I don't see that energy here. In fact, I actually see the opposite, where this person wants to be clingy with you, wants to spend time with you all the time, doesn't want space from you or want to avoid you. And I know every relationship's different, like maybe some people require their space, that's okay. But I see that this person would never complain about you, would never like want to be away from you in the first place. Strength upright. Even if you guys do go through ups and downs here and there, it's not like you guys have that fragile connection that's just going to be destroyed by like one small thing. They feel like you guys have a strong foundation with each other and there's reciprocation in your feelings, that they just feel like they don't want to be away from that again. Do you see the infinity symbol here? That's confirming what I said about them wanting some kind of like forever kind of love. You bring out their softness, the best parts of them that they never even knew were there. They feel like they are, again, like just becoming a better version of themselves in this connection. And you accept them as they are. They don't feel like they have to hide parts of themselves, even maybe bad parts of themselves or flawed parts of themselves or parts of themselves they maybe judge or feel ashamed of. They feel like they don't have to hide it from you. You accept them as they are. And that's why. The devil is about their obsession for you and about the lust they feel for you. So maybe they feel so obsessed with you. They feel so lustful over you. They feel like they crave you so much. Like you're like an addiction to them with the devil, that they couldn't stay away from you even if they tried. Temperance reverse is like not being able to go long periods without you, then craving you. So I feel like we got the gist of what's here. Now let's pull your zodiacs and initials. I do hope the reading resonated so far. Let me know how it resonated down in the comments. Did any part stick out to you, like very much? I'm just interested to hear also your engagement, your comments, even if you just, comment an emoji or comment the pile you selected, just helps push the video. So I do appreciate anybody that comments or likes this video. And even if you're just here, thank you. I do want to say I appreciate all the support you give. So, zodiacs. Can you give me the zodiac signs, please, Spirit? So if I pull yours or theirs, that's just confirmation. And if I don't, that's okay. If you resonated with the rest of the messages, then it is still your pile. Okay, so if I don't get like a whole lot of zodiacs and I get like a bunch of planets or houses, I'm gonna like re-pull because I want it to be balanced. So we have 12th house with endings, hidden themes, healing, karma, subconscious. So because they feel like this connection doesn't have an ending based off what we spoke about previously, they feel secure enough to grow their obsession and desire for you. They feel like they don't see you guys ending. That's why they feel like they can't resist you. They also feel like they're healing in this connection, even if things are hidden. Like, for example, even if they can't see what you're texting to other people, they trust you. Even if they can't see what you're doing all day, they trust you. So they feel like they're healing in this healthy, beautiful relationship. And the 12th house is Pisces energy, which is very spiritual. Maybe they feel connected to you in a spiritual type of way. I'll be honest, I heard the word possession. So this person does have a little bit of a possessive side, but they almost feel like they don't have to act on that side of themselves because you don't give them a reason to be jealous. So it's kind of like maybe you accept certain toxic traits they have, but they don't feel the need to use those toxic traits like they did in previous connections because they feel secure. So we have Capricorn here. Maybe there is something about you being ambitious, being reliable, how I said before. Maybe they like your drive, your ambition, those kind of things associated with Capricorn. Then we have Saturn, which is linked to Capricorn and Aquarius. And it's about restrictions and limitations. But I feel in this energy, it's actually the opposite, because earlier we were speaking about you guys not having the kind of relationship that's so hard that you always have to fight for it. Like, love shouldn't be so hard that one little thing can tear your relationship apart. Do you know what I mean? And they feel like that's a good thing in your connection. The fact that you guys can get along. You're also responsible but fun at the same time. So we have Leo. Oh, how did this get here? We have joined my membership. I'm just getting one more zodiac. Trying to find one here. Okay, we have Aquarius. And we have Jupiter with expansion, luck, wisdom, prosperity, which is associated with Sag and Pisces. So they feel lucky to have you. They also feel like your wisdom is attractive and irresistible to them. Your confidence with Leo, your loyalty, the fact that you're fiercely loyal, but also the fact that you're unique and different with Aquarius and you embrace your individuality. It's what this person loves about you. You also, how I said before, know how to be structured, know how to be disciplined, know how to be responsible. And you also don't let limitations get in your way. Or you don't there's no limitations getting in the way of the relationship. You're like candy to them. They just crave you all the time. We have I, T, U. IT makes me think someone could be good at IT or good with computers, technology. A. At reminds me of where you at, I want to see you. P, Q, R, A, F, Y. And then lastly, we have E and L. So let me know, did your zodiac or their zodiac or initial show up? We almost see L here. I'm trying to think what that could be. I'm also seeing Gemini energy in my mind's eye. I'm just trying to ask Spirit, what is this yell about? So in my mind's eye, I'm seeing the prevention of destruction or disaster. So maybe you can see when this person is agitated or a little bit irritable, and maybe you know how to soothe or console them where it doesn't get to that point of, arguments with each other. So I'm seeing someone notice when the umbrella is broken before the other person notices and fixes it. Not that this person would want to yell, but I mean in the situation of let's say you guys have an argument and you're arguing about something, you would already know what they would want to argue about before they even bring it up. And you would fix it before they'd even have to argue. Not that they would want to argue with me, with you, I mean. But I hope you get what I mean. That's what I'm seeing clairvoyantly. So that is where I'm going to leave the reading. I do hope this resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you next time. Pile 2, you chose the Shell and Nautilus Princess. So we're taking a look at why are the temptation they can't resist. If you want to see the rundown of the reading, I mentioned it in the beginning of the intro. And I also put a summarized version in the description box below with timestamps of each question we're going to look at. So let's get started with your reading. So I'm going to pull an oracle card with each question in the rest tarot. Spirit guides of pile 2. Why are they the temptation this person can't resist? This person on their mind. Why are they the temptation they can't resist? So we have shallow grave with you miss someone. Okay, so I heard no second chances, and in my mind's eye, I was seeing Maddie and Nate when they broke up, and when Cassie was almost trying to be her, trying to dress like her. I don't know if some of you are asking about someone you're separated from, where they miss you, where it's a no contact situation, or some kind of situation where you're not together anymore. If you don't resonate with that, that's okay. We'll get more of the energies, but if I keep seeing that as a theme, then feel free to pick another pile if it doesn't resonate. So spirit guides of pile 2, why are they the temptation they can't resist? So I see them kind of feeling tied to you in a way where even if they had to escape from that feeling of feeling tied to you, they couldn't, even if they wanted to. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Five of Swords. Yeah, something could have happened here. Two of Pentacles. So some kind of betrayal could have happened, and if you know Nate and Maddie's relationship dynamic, it wasn't healthy at all. In fact, trigger warning, it was abusive. I'm not saying that situation happened for you for sure, but the Five of Swords can talk about betrayals. Lying, cheating, going behind a person's back, speaking behind their back. But it doesn't always have to represent that. It can also just represent pettiness, resentment, and regrets. So maybe some things were said here that they now regret, that they know they shouldn't have done, shouldn't have said, and maybe that caused them to lose you. And if it didn't cause them to lose you, then maybe there's this kind of like rough patch you're going in your you're in your relationship right now because of the situation where trust was broken in some way, or there's this feeling of you two maybe saying or doing things, or this person saying or doing things they were not supposed to, that they now regret. That's kind of like tainted your relationship a little bit with the Five of Swords. And they know that. And I don't know if this person wants to make up for it, but I do see that they do want a second chance. And I see you saying no more second chances because maybe you've given this person a million second chances. I'm literally seeing this person like almost try to beg for you back, and you being like, no more second chances, because you committed to this person, you stayed with this person even through their toxicity, but maybe you saw that they weren't necessarily growing. They were just staying stuck in the same place. And maybe you just felt comfortable with this person. And I'll get into why they find you the temptation, but I'm just reading the energy right off the bat. I'll be brief with what I see here, but what I am seeing here is it's kind of like you felt comfortable in this connection where you just stayed, even if it didn't have like the potential to be something that would last or something that would fulfill you long term. Maybe because you'd been with this person for a while, you just settled or you just accepted it. Even though they weren't like they weren't showing up as like your ideal long-term partner. The Five of Swords next to the Two of Pentacles can represent like, with the context of what we spoke about, you not giving this person second chances, maybe you feeling like, I'm growing up now, I'm thinking about, settling down, becoming serious with a person, and I just don't see this person being that for me. And even if I had to try to fit them in that mold, they maybe can't fit that mold. Even if they had to grow, they just wouldn't be able to fit that mold, and that's okay. So maybe some of you went through that with this person. Now, in terms of what they actually find irresistible about you, I'll just carry on reading the energy in an unbiased way, even though I see this energy here. But I do think that kind of sets a tone for the rest of the reading. So we'll see what's going to happen in the reading. I don't have any expectations, but yeah, let's get straight into it. So there's something about them feeling like you can give them puppy dog eyes and they would do anything for you, because I'm really drawn to her eyes here and how big her eyes are. And I almost feel like she's looking at me with puppy dog eyes and I just want to do anything for her because she's so cute. Regardless of gender, maybe there's just something about you that's so cute and adorable that this person feels like they want to fulfill every wish of yours. They want to do everything you ask from them. And even if they initially say no, you could just give them these cute eyes. Even if you're trying to not give puppy dog eyes or not intentionally doing that, like you just seeming sad in the moment, not having that thing that you want, makes this person almost feel bad. Like, when you don't give someone something and they feel sad in the moment and you almost feel guilty and then you want to give that to them because you don't want to see them sad. I feel like this person would change their mind on anything they want to give you that they'd initially say no to because they feel bad saying no to such a cute, precious person that they just can't see you sad in the moment. They almost feel like you're their princess, like you deserve princess treatment. I don't know if this person knows if they can give that to you, but they want to at least try. That's what I do see. And they do miss you if you're not in their life anymore, and they feel like if you had to leave them, they would miss you a lot. That they even just take, I see you like lecturing them about something they didn't do or something they did wrong in the connection. They even just take that lecturing because they don't want to lose you if they're still in your life. That they feel like they wouldn't be able to resist you because they would miss you if you had to leave their life. They'd want to do everything you'd want, satisfy all your wishes, even if they don't know how, just to keep you by their side because they don't want to miss you. Or they feel like they want that second chance and they want to do everything they can in their power to almost win you back so that they don't have to continue missing you. The Ace of Pentacles, with reference of what we're speaking about, can represent wanting a second chance. It doesn't always mean that in a love reading unless we see cards of like the Five of Swords, cards of breakup. But with the context of what we spoke about, the Ace of Pentacles can represent wanting that second chance with you. Then we have the High Priestess reverse. So yeah, trust was broken here in some way, shape, or form, even if it wasn't through a betrayal. Maybe you wanted this person to show up in a specific way and they didn't, and now they want to grow out of old behaviors and not go back to their own old toxic cycles and break this connection apart even more because they don't want to miss you. They don't want you to not trust them. So what is motivating them to almost keep you by their side is rebuilding trust with you, not wanting to keep secrets from you anymore if there was previously secrets. Be totally open and transparent with you. But I do also feel like you're very sexually appealing to this person. You turn this person on with just a look. The Hierophant, and this person does want to be a long-term partner, does want to commit to you with the Hierophant and stay committed to you if you're still together, or they want to commit to you again, right their wrongs, because I'm hearing that song, Right My Wrongs, Bryson Tiller. The Hermit. So they've been self-reflecting, and again, they don't want to lose you. So I think the temptation here in terms of why you tempt them is the fact that they don't want to lose you, or the fact that they want to win you back. So there's almost this feeling of I've been self-reflecting. I don't want to lose you, or I want to win you back because I don't want you to stay lost from my life forever. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be without you. I want this commitment. I want to commit to the things I've promised, not let you down, not make empty promises. So why do they feel like pile 2 is the temptation they can't resist? So I see them looking at like it from this point of view. There's one path they could take where they could continue being the version of themselves that doesn't serve them. And they could go down that path and it would be a very lonely road where everyone would eventually abandon them because of their toxicity and because they're not self-reflecting and growing. Or they could go on another path of growth. It wouldn't be easy. It would be uncomfortable. It would test them a whole lot. They don't know if they even have the power to do that. But it would be a road of growth, an uncomfortable growth, but growth anyways, and a road where we do have what we want here with you. So I feel like this person wants this future with you, and they know that they have to work for it or they have to change to get it. So that's what's tempting them right now, the idea of a future with you and the idea of not having a future with you and losing you and the loneliness of that, and the regret. So they, again, like also feel like you're very seductive physically. Yes, that is like tempting them, but I feel like this is tempting them the most to change. So we have the Empress. I'm hearing you're the only one for me. You're the only one I want. 4 of Pentacles. So they want to keep you in their life. They feel like you're a keeper. They feel like you're their ideal woman or man or person. And they just can't see themselves loving anybody else. That they want to almost put in the work to work on themselves, self-reflect, grow as a person so that they can be what you want them to be. But they do feel insecure knowing that what if they can't meet your standards or your expectations? So that's basically what I see here. I don't necessarily see anything else right now. That doesn't mean that there aren't other things that tempt them, but maybe this is taking up a lot of space in their mind right now. Like the feeling of wanting you back, the feeling of wanting to grow, to win you back. That's the biggest thing showing up here in terms of why you're the temptation they can't resist. Also, the message of like thinking about the future they want with you and the future they wouldn't have sort of pushes them to do better. So, what about pile 2 triggers their desire of obsession? Voodoo in blue with back off. Because you're telling them to back off, because you're pulling away from them in some way, it's making them realize that they could lose you. So I feel like the tone of your reading is coming across a little bit different probably from the other piles. The other piles are probably like the things that tempt the person. Yours is more so coming through as I feel like I'm losing you and I have to do certain things to get you to not go, to get you to stay. This person doesn't want you to move on, and they would feel like it would be hard for them to move on from you, or it is hard to move on from you. And because you don't want contact from them, for some of you, or because you're pulling away, because you're maybe showing more of this hostile part of yourself towards them, it's making them almost like want to win you back or earn your affection back, not have you hate them. I don't think you actually hate them, but they feel like you hate them at the moment, or like you're starting to hate them or despise them or not want to be around them. I guess because you're pulling away, it's making them obsess. So what about pile 2 triggers their desire of obsession? They can't stand to see you unhappy, to see you like crying over the things they did. It's almost making them obsess over the version of themselves they want to become so that you don't have to cry, so that you don't have to settle. Because they know on like some level that you settled for them, whether consciously or unconsciously, and it makes them feel insecure. The 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, Temperance reverse. This is the energy of you leaving me or abandoning me, not because I wasn't good enough, but because I did things that pushed you away with 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is almost them feeling like they're the villain in your story. The 7 of Swords is about deceit, lies, going behind a person's back. Just like the 7 of Swords is a very toxic card, if I had to put it that way. So they know they're losing you because of their own toxicity, or they've already lost you because of their own toxicity. And it's making them obsess over you even more because of the fact that you didn't leave them because you didn't love them, but because of their toxicity. So it's making them almost feel like if I wasn't toxic, I wouldn't have lost you, or I wouldn't be in this process of losing you, and I would have the kind of love we want. And it's all my fault, and it's all because of me. And you stayed longer than you should have with Temperance reverse. You should have left me a lot longer. I would have left me. So they're in that process of self-reflecting and realizing, damn, I was such an asshole. Like, I was the villain in your story. I made you cry. Because in the beginning of your reading, I saw like an image of you crying and this person wanting to stop your tears in some way. And now I'm realizing that they probably made you cry because of their own behavior. And if this person was toxic or abusive, or if they did betray you, I don't recommend going back, even if I'm seeing their point of view. Especially if it was like abusive. If it was like a thing of betrayal and you do want to go back to them, of course I can't like stop you. But even if I'm seeing this from their perception, and it wasn't something so big as like cheating or like something abusive, and you are considering letting them back into your life, I'd say take a look at their actions, not their words. See if they're actually growing or if they're just trying to reel you back in. Because I am reading their perspective now and their feelings and their wants, but it doesn't mean they're actually gonna do this, even though they feel this way. So you have to look at their actions. And if you are already over this person and you were just curious, then I guess you're getting your message now. So let's see. But yeah, if this was abusive or very toxic, I wouldn't recommend going back, please. For your own safety. So Black Newman reverse, Page of Cups upright. The thing is, you deserve a healthy love, and although this person wants to be that for you, I can't guarantee that they can become that because they don't even know themselves. They would want to make that promise to you, but with a Page of Cups, it's like this feeling of I would want that, but do I even know what it takes to become that? The Page of Cups is a card of naivety. So although there's this like idealistic way of thinking of, oh, I could change or I could grow, would they actually put in the work to become that? Would they actually go past that discomfort, even in those moments when it's hard to change? Just like if we're trying to change a habit, it's very hard, it's very uncomfortable. Can we go past that stage of uncomfortability and stick to it once we are uncomfortable, or do we go back to old behavior? So that's the key point Spirit wants you to look at, but back to their perception here. So 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups. They did feel like you fulfilled them, but they don't know if they fulfilled you, and that breaks their heart, knowing that you fulfilled them, that they probably didn't fulfill you, and if they did, maybe not fully. The 8 of Cups is reversed at the back of the deck, which makes them feel like they don't want you to leave, or they regret the fact that they pushed you away so that you actually left. It's almost like I want to win you back. I want to have you back. But I don't know if I can even. I want to be what you want me to be. I want to grow, but I don't know if I can. So that's making them like obsess over you. The fact that they have lost control as well feels like their obsession for you is growing by the day. Because of the fact that they've lost control, they feel like they've hurt you a lot and there's a lot of regrets, and they obsess over their regrets and how they can make it better, but they also feel like it's hurting them in the process. Of course, they're not the victim, they're the ones that hurt you, but hurting you has hurt them because they've lost you and because they've lost your respect. The Star, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Fool. And again, I see them like not wanting to be seen as the villain in your story. I keep seeing that over and over. So the Star is them wanting to heal your connection. So they're obsessing over that and obsessing over a second chance with you with the Ace of Pentacles and what it would look like if things were different, if you guys could have a new beginning and start over in a fresh way with the Fool. So I don't want to like repeat the same message over and over again. That's a basic overview of what I see. Let's move on to the next question, because with your reading, it's kind of like I'm getting like one main message, not like multiple different things. Because with Pile 1, it was like multiple different things. With you, it's like one main message. So sorry if your pile's a little bit shorter, but that's all I see there in terms of what's triggering their obsession. Or maybe that's the main thing they're focusing on right now. If there are other things that make them obsess over you, maybe they're just not thinking about it right now and mainly focusing on the pain of losing you and how that's making them obsess over you the most. So they feel like you're almost apathetic about them. Like hating them would feel bad for them, but you being apathetic and feeling nothing towards them would be soul crushing, would be even worse. So they think you either hate them or you are apathetic towards them. And again, that's making them obsess even more. I'm feeling a toothache in the reading, so I don't know if someone literally has a toothache here, or if this person has a toothache, or if that's just symbolism for them aching and you aching, like, in the circumstances, if that makes sense. So why they feel they can't be away from you. We have Lantern Fairy with a clear solution. So the reason why they feel like they can't be away from you is this feeling of, if I could just change, if I could just grow, if I could just get out of my comfort zone, like everything would be just the way it's supposed to be. There's almost this feeling of like, give me a chance. Now, you don't have to give them a chance, but this is their perspective. Give me a chance to prove myself, to prove that I can, like, create solutions to these problems we have, and it doesn't have to be this way forever. And if you put your trust in me and if you believe me, then maybe we could be unstoppable together. And if we get through this rough patch now, imagine how strong we would be together. We could get through anything together, and not that they would want to put you through anything. They feel embarrassed of previous actions that they just can't let you go, because it's almost like their ego. This is coming from their ego unconsciously. I don't think they have superficial intentions, but it's almost like their ego can't stand you looking at them as this bad, flawed person, that their ego almost wants to prove you wrong, prove that they can change, prove that they can be different. Even though their ego is saying that, and even though this is their perspective, now I don't know if they actually can be different, but this is their feelings right now. So 10 of Wands reverse, there's almost a feeling here of, we had such a difficult moment in our connection, or a difficult connection where we were going through challenges together, but I want to find solutions to these challenges. I want to fix things. I can't just let this go. I want to fix things. That's why they can't stay away from you. The Hierophant is like this feeling of, I don't want to just separate from you because of these hardships breaking us apart. I want to learn my lesson. I want to grow. I want to be respected and adored by you again. I want us to feel the same way we did months, years ago when we first met. Like the way you looked at them before versus the way you look at them now is vastly different, and they want that back. That's why they feel like they can't let you go, because they almost feel like they obsess over having that back from you. That same look you gave them, that same energy you gave them that you no longer give them. It feels like I lost something here, and I want to get that back. And I'm determined to get that back with strength. So I'm hearing that song by Kali Uchis where she speaks about how their relationship is like a melody and they lost the tune. Like now they're out of tune. Can we get back in tune? Something like that. Almost like the relationship being a melody and now it's out of tune. Can we go back to the way it used to be? So maybe they're desiring to go back to the way it used to be, or at least recreate it in some way, and they obsess over that, which is why they feel they can't be away from you, because they need that again. They desire for control again. I don't know what this control is about, but I just heard desire for control, so I'm gonna see what that's about. Four of Pentacles. What is this control about? What is this control about? Four of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Okay, there are some negative intentions here in terms of why they don't want to be away from you, which is not surprising to me, based off what we've seen from this person in their past behavior. I do think they want to grow, but it doesn't mean that they have completely changed yet. So what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, I'm watching like Sex and the City right now, like watching the movies, and I want to like watch the shows as well because I've seen people talk about it and it's pretty interesting, and I haven't watched it before because when it came out I was too young to watch it. But anyways, I saw someone on TikTok talk about this one scene where Charlotte was asking the guy she was with, I don't remember his name, but that bald guy. She was asking him, like, when are you gonna marry me? Like, I've converted to Judaism, but you still are making plans to marry me. And he hadn't even like made a plan to marry her, I think. I haven't watched that scene like fully yet, but I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. And then when I think she was like getting a proposal from another guy or something, and then he came in and like wanted to sweep her off her feet and propose to her. So it's almost like this feeling of, I don't want you to be with somebody else. I want to come back in, swoop you away, like, so that you don't find somebody else. It's like they don't want to see somebody else give you exactly what you're asking for, because then they know they don't stand a chance. But if you're still single, it's like they can still come in and swoop in and sweep you off your feet and give you everything you want. Or I don't know if they're making you think they're giving you everything that you want, but yeah, there's almost a feeling of, I don't want you to move on. I don't want to lose control. Maybe not over you, but over our connection. Where if you were to move on with somebody else, what if they're better than me? What if they give you more than I am? And then I feel inadequate, and then I feel like I can never win you back because you're now getting everything you want from this person instead of just settling. Because there's almost this feeling of, when you settle with me, I can give you maybe like half of what you want and you'd be happy with it, but maybe somebody else could come along and give you everything you want. You wouldn't go back to just settling for half of what you want if you got everything you want. So there is some desire for control here, and for you to not find somebody better than them, because they feel like if you had to find somebody that actually gives you what you deserve, which they know they don't fully deserve you would never go back to them. But if you didn't, you would possibly still give them a chance and still settle somewhat. So yeah, that is the energy I see here, sadly. But I think it's good to give you the truth so that you know everything that's in this person's mind and intentions. So this is why they feel they can't get away from you. They're determined to get you back, to put an effort to get you back in some way. But with the Seven of Swords, there's some ulterior motive here. And that ulterior motive is not wanting you to move on before they get you back, or find somebody that you don't have to settle for. And right now, I'm feeling this sensation in my teeth, as if, you know, like when your teeth are sensitive and you drink cold water and it kind of like isn't sore, but it like has that sensation of it not being sore, but I hope you get what I mean. So there's this uncomfortability around seeing you move on, seeing you not need them anymore, and missing you so badly. So now let's get your zodiacs and initials. So again, sorry if your reading was a little bit shorter than the other piles maybe. I don't know how long it actually was, but I think your message was maybe focused on a main theme rather than like many individual things. So if I mention your or their zodiac sign, that's extra confirmation. If I don't, that's okay. This is just for more confirmation. So let me know how this resonated down in the comments below so far. Did anything from this reading stick out to you? How do you feel about this person? Do you even want them back? I'm just curious to see what your perspective was. Why did you leave them, if you're comfortable telling me that? If you don't want to get into all that in the comments, even just, you know, writing down the pile you chose or leaving a heart or any kind of emoji just boosts the engagement. But thank you for being here and watching. But let's get your zodiacs and initials now. So if I have to pull more just for more zodiacs, then I will, because there's like a mixture of houses, planets, etc. here. So if I get like mainly just houses, then I'll put them back in here and get more zodiacs. So we have Cancer, we have 12th house, which is associated with Pisces, and endings make sense. We have the 7th house, which is associated with Libra. Yeah, I don't want to talk the talk, I want to walk the walk. So they want to show you with their actions with Mars. That's associated with Scorpio and Aries. Then we have Pisces. Oh, how did this get here? Join my membership. And we have Aquarius, as well as Venus with love, harmony, and beauty. Venus energy is linked to Libra and Taurus. I want to get one more zodiac because we got 3 there. Oh, we have Sagittarius, which makes sense. Initials. So with Mars here, there's sexual attraction, like I said before, but maybe the conflict between the two of you is pushing them to look at things in an idealistic way of, what if I could change? What if things could be different? Maybe you also give them their freedom, their independence. Maybe you were the ideal, like you gave them what they wanted in the connection, and I think they feel like they can't find that elsewhere. Because Sagittarius and Aquarius makes me think of someone that almost gives them their space when they need it, someone that gives them their freedom when they need it, but also meets their ideals ideals in terms of like what they want in a woman or man with Pisces. Maybe they feel like they spiritually connect to you and their feelings are deep for you with both water sign energies here, that even if they wanted to let you go, they couldn't because there's depth in their feelings. But with Venus and Mars, there's both love and war here. So YPT, with the 12th house, this shows that you guys did have an ending for some of you and that they want to heal the connection. TIE. And 7th house is about them wanting to make a promise or commitment and follow through on that. I don't know if they actually will, but that's what they want to do. So TIESWA. They don't want you to scoff at them or look at them as if they offer or contribute nothing. You just like toxicity and nothing really good. Because some of you may have like looked at what this person was giving you and realized that you settled a little bit, BQ, and realized that they were not really bringing much of what you wanted, like not really fulfilling you fully. Maybe they did in some ways, but the bad outweighed the good that they were bringing in this connection. And even if there was some good that maybe made you stay, it was not strong enough to keep you staying or to keep you wanting to stay. So yeah, that is where I'm going to leave the reading. I do hope this resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you next time. Pile 3, you chose the orange calcite crystal and dried flower fairy. So we're going to take a look at why you're the temptation they can't resist. So if you want to see the quick rundown of the reading, I did mention it in the beginning of the intro, the way beginning. So I also put a summarized version of it in the description if you want to read it. But yeah, let's get straight into your reading. So I am going to pull one oracle card with each question and the rest tarot. So spirit guides of pile number 3. Why are they the temptation they can't resist for the person on their mind? Why are they the temptation they can't resist? So I'm not sure what song Aladdin and Jasmine sang together, but I'm hearing that song, A Whole New World, like that Disney song. I don't know if it's from Aladdin or like another Disney movie. I'm seeing them on like the magic carpet together and hearing that song. I don't know if it was the actual song they sang, but yeah. I don't know if that has any significance. Maybe you make them feel like you're giving them some kind of like fairy tale love. Like a love that always seems too good to be true on paper, but is actually real, and it's not too good to be true. Like maybe they questioned, doubted it. Maybe you almost make them believe in true love again. Because when I think of like Disney love, I think of like that idealistic fairy tale type of love that we don't always find in real life. But maybe you've brought that to them in some way. I guess you could take the symbolism of like the magic carpet and the dynamic you see in Aladdin and Jasmine and apply that to the reading in terms of why they find you the temptation. So, spirit guides of pile number 3. Why are they the temptation? Pile 3 can't resist. We have the 7 of Swords. I'm hearing sweet pea in my mind. Maybe someone calls their person sweet pea. Or like pet names. Maybe they love the nicknames you call them or pet names. So we have 7 of Swords, Black Gnome in reverse, and Strength. With the Queen of Wands reverse at the back of the deck. So there's this feeling of I want to do everything with you, even the boring, mundane things. You make the boring, mundane things in life feel fun. Time flies by so fast with you, and I keep each memory with me like I would on a locket. I hear your name everywhere. That's kind of like what I'm hearing. I see you everywhere. There's some kind of like lust they have when they're with you, where it's like they can never get enough of you. Even after you've satisfied them in the bedroom, they still feel like they want more of you. They feel like they can go more and more rounds with you, if you can read between the lines of what I'm saying, because I can't say it fully on YouTube. But there's like some kind of lust that just never goes away. Even if you like make them finish in that way, it's like they just want more and more and more. There's something about them just like keeping your memories with them at all time. Like thinking about your memories all the time, obsessing over you. They never want to like spend time apart away from you. Like every minute counts. You were the person that believed in them when nobody else did and when they struggled to themselves. When they spoke negatively to themselves and kind of just felt insecure and down in the dumps and like they didn't see their worth, you did. You saw something in them that they couldn't see in themselves, and you made them aware of it. And they know that you're more powerful together as a team than alone. And that's why they keep coming back for more. They wouldn't be able to live with themselves if they did anything to make you not want to stay. They want to be on their best behavior for you, I hear. They want to keep you around for a lifetime. I know that you'll always take up space in their heart. You'll always like have a home in their heart. They feel like their obsession for you runs strong in the sense of even if you were showing red flags, they wouldn't run. They would look at it with rose-colored glasses. Not that you should show red flags or do negative things, but there's almost like a feeling of I'm down bad for you. They feel like they don't have to hide anything from you. They can tell you anything. They can tell you their deepest, darkest secrets. They can tell you their hidden fears. They can tell you things about themselves that are a little bit embarrassing or cringe. They can show you the embarrassing, cringe part of themselves. So we have the Chariot reverse. I feel like you guys have been through bumps in the road. Your connection hasn't been exactly perfect, but you've been able to get through it together. And this person thought you guys like wouldn't make it through the problems or challenges you were experiencing. It almost seemed impossible to make it through, but you did. So they feel like you guys have an inseparable connection that can't be replicated even if other people try to. Like, this is a one-of-a-kind kind of connection. The kind of connection you'd want to keep and never, like, take for granted. It's the kind of connection that's a blessing that maybe only few get. So, Justice, King of Pentacles, the Star. I hear that you're opening up your throat chakra, so you're becoming more comfortable setting boundaries, speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, and perhaps that's something they find sexy right now. When you ruminate on things or overthink, they just want to reassure you. And they feel like even if you served as some kind of danger in their life, they wouldn't run because you're just so tempting that they wouldn't want to run. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I am. That's not giving you permission to, treat them badly or anything like that, but I just feel like this person's down bad for you in some way. They feel like you've been there for them through thick and thin, that they want to show you the same in return. Through ups and downs, you've been there. And there's something about wanting to celebrate every holiday with you. Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Valentine's, like every time it needs to be with you. Every memory they make needs to be with you. They find you so sexy in your work attire or work clothes and irresistible and tempting. They also put you on this pedestal and they almost think of you as perfect in their mind, where they will look at you and sometimes you'll just talk and they won't hear anything and they're just admiring your beauty. They do see you as very physically beautiful. Almost like, why are you even with me? Because you're so beautiful. Like, what do you see in me? This person knows they bagged a baddie, if you're a woman. If you're a man, then there's just this feeling of like, how did I even get you? Because you're just so handsome. They feel like they never want to lose you, and they would never want to do anything to lose you. And they do everything in their power to prevent losing you. They're usually shy in front of people, but in front of you, they're not. The way you move is very like slow and sensual, and they're attracted to that. They're also attracted to the way you talk. And I keep seeing like work attire or you looking put together in some way, like with your clothes. So something about your fashion style is tempting and irresistible. And something about the fact that you are confident in yourself. This person is maybe like a little bit insecure, but they're drawn to your confidence. They like the fact that you're whimsical. You romanticize each moment. You make the most of each moment. They fall in love with that every time. Two of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and Two of Swords. Even if there was a room of like other people, they would choose you every time. They don't know if they can afford you because you maybe like buying things for yourself or maybe have an expensive taste, but they want to be able to work towards that. Again, like I see your ambitiousness, your goal-orientated nature being sexy to this person. I'm seeing Riri in my mind's eye. Like, you know how she's a businesswoman and she's so successful, and I can imagine as a man looking at her, if that's traits you find sexy, it would be very sexy. So that's the vibe I'm getting from the Queen of Pentacles. You can also be a little bit bossy, telling this person what to do, but this person likes it. And you can be funny in the way of like certain things you say, certain remarks you say are funny that this person always finds attractive. They find your mindset irresistible. That's the type of mindset they would want in a partner. And again, they find your confidence irresistible because they don't have that confidence themselves. So they're drawn to it. Maybe even a little bit of your temper is attractive to them. And even the things you may be insecure about are the things they find irresistible and attractive. So, for example, like one of my biggest insecurities is my tummy. Like over the years, I've like grown a little bit of a tummy, but every time my boyfriend looks at it, he's like, "Oh, your tummy's so cute." So I'm using that as an example, because I'm seeing insecurities. Whatever your insecurities are, they find it beautiful. They find it attractive. They don't see it in the same way you do. So I'm just using myself as an example there. Let's get the next questions cards. So what about pile number 3 triggers their desire of obsession? What about pile number 3 triggers their desire of obsession? They almost feel like, why did you pick me? Like, I'm so lucky to be with you. Like, what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, we have two cards for you actually. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like, imagine a celebrity decided to date like a normie, and that normie would be like, oh my gosh, why did the celebrity choose me? Like, that never happens. Putting that celebrity almost on a pedestal, being like, feeling so special that they chose them. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Like, I'm literally seeing a celebrity. You know when they have like those dressing rooms they're getting ready in, and then they have like the dressing rooms with the stars and whatever. I'm seeing like a literal celebrity there, and then a representation of what would be this person and you, the celebrity, and then being like, why did you choose me? I feel so special. Okay, let's look at the cards. We have Snow Angel with the signs are with you already. So maybe they have already told you why they're obsessed with you, or you can already see why. Spirit is confirming that. Maybe by their actions or the way they look at you or something. Then we have Dress of Alchemy with Release Your Power. I feel like when they first met you, you were very cold with them. Maybe you didn't show them a lot of interest at first, and that made them feel... So, my pile threes, I feel so stupid and agitated right now because I recorded your whole reading, but it stopped recording halfway through. So, I tried to save some of the cards I pulled for like the third question. Now's question, I don't have the cards, but I'll try remember everything I said. I also kept the zodiacs I pulled at the end. I'm not going to go and pull them all over again. I'm just going to show you the ones I already pulled. So I'll try remember what I said, but I'm just so agitated right now. But getting over that, let's finish your reading. So I was saying something, I think, about like you always defending this person. I think I mentioned some kind of dynamic between like the strong woman and a man that is like maybe a little bit more shy or meek. And maybe they order something at a restaurant together and the woman like sees she got the wrong order, he got the wrong order, and then she talks to the waiter for him or something. Like, I'm seeing some kind of dynamic like that for some of you, or just this energy of you always standing up for them if they're not like meek or shy. Like, let's say somebody else says something to them that is like not so great, that is like out of pocket, you're definitely going to defend them. There's something about your power, your strength, the fact that you're a strong woman or man or person that this person finds irresistible, attractive, that they obsess over. So that is definitely coming through. So let's re-pull the cards for this question because I don't have them saved. I think I mentioned something about them obsessing over the things you have done, over the things you sacrificed for them. Like, you didn't have to do certain things for them, but you just did it anyways. Like, I'm seeing maybe they were sick and you took care of them. I actually saw a past life in your reading that you won't see now, but you'll see it now when I relay the information to you. But I mentioned something in the first recording about how you and this person had a past life together, and it was like during World War II, where they were in World War II as a man, and there was some kind of like explosion that made them deaf, and you stick with them through it in that past life and help them through it. You help them adjust to, you know, being deaf. So I feel like that past life energy is carried through to this life, where maybe you're always there for them. Maybe they feel like even if they're sick, you will take care of them. Not that they would like expect that from you or want you to, but like I see them being sick with like a flu or a cold, and you just making them food or something. So that's why they obsess over you, not just because of what you're doing for them, but because of the fact that before, in previous relationships, they felt like they were always begging for something and never getting it. But with you, there's this feeling of, whatever I previously begged for, you give to me willingly. I don't even have to ask for it or beg for it, but you just give it to me. So there's something about them feeling like whoever they were too much before, you don't make them feel like they're too much. And their obsession for you grows stronger each day. The more they think about you, the stronger it gets. the more you're not around them, the more they miss you. And they always just feel like they can't live their life without you. Like you're an integral part of their life, where if you had to be gone from their life, it just would feel empty in some way. Like imagine a piece of furniture is in a home and we just take it out. It would feel empty, that space of the home. So it's the same with you. You're like a part of their heart, a big part of their heart. And if you had to leave, it would feel empty. They feel like they need you, like they can't do it alone without you. They wouldn't be able to be stable on their own. And I know that doesn't sound endearing. It's always like this feeling of I can't live without you. Maybe I could eventually survive and learn to do everything, and learn to deal with it, but like there's this feeling of I don't want to live without you. You're a part of my life. So what about pile 3 triggers their desire of obsession? The fact that you hype them up, you make them feel confident in themselves where they were previously insecure. So the Star, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups reverse. You're always understanding towards them. Like wherever they can't like show up, you're always understanding. In the sense of, let's say they can't go to work today because maybe they have a cold. Like you're not like being like, oh, you should go to work. You're like understanding. Does that make sense? I'm talking about those kind of situations where they can't even if they wanted to. So there's also something about them looking at the things you sacrificed for them, the things you did for them that you didn't have to do. Like in the previous recording, I was seeing you take care of their dogs, even if you didn't have to because they had to be busy that day or something. There's something about them not necessarily feeling like they owe you something, but feeling like they want to sacrifice the same things you've sacrificed for them, and they appreciate the compromises you've made for them, the things you did for them that you didn't have to do but wanted to do. They want to give that same energy back to you in return. They feel like other people desire you and want you, but they're the ones that have you, and they feel lucky for that. Again, there's something about them putting you on a pedestal with that star energy, seeing you as perfect, and again, like their obsession for you grows the more they see you. They admire you so much and look up to you. And they obsess over traits you have, like your generosity, where they want to be more like you. They also obsess over certain traits you have, where it's like you are confident in yourself, but you don't have a big ego. And they want to be more like that themselves. So they obsess over certain traits you have because of admiration, because of them looking up to you and wanting to be more like you, wanting to be more selfless like you. Justice, the King of Swords, and the Devil. You will run on loops in their mind if they didn't stop it. So they could just be at work and think about you for a minute, and then all of a sudden now they're thinking about you for 20 minutes, where that obsession would sort of not be controllable in some way in their mind. Like once they start thinking about you, they can't stop thinking about you. And that's what I see here. It's like their obsession for you shows through as thought loops where they're always thinking about you and they can't stop thinking about you. And once they start, it's hard to stop. They also obsess over the future you could potentially have together. So in the first recording, I was seeing the energy of you two grow old together, and I was seeing an image of like you guys talking to your grandchildren potentially and telling them the story of like how you met potentially and like what it was like to get here. So they can see themselves growing old with you. And I was also seeing an image of someone hold a baby. So I don't know if they fell in love with like having children with you, if you already have children, or if this is the energy of like wanting that potentially in the future. You know, like when someone says my kids are my biggest blessing, there's that feeling here. But you also being their biggest blessing. They feel like they were so lucky. They scored to have you, but they don't even know why you want them back. Like how they got so lucky to get a person like you. There's this feeling of I bagged a baddie. And if you're not a woman, then I guess just take it how it resonates. But there's this feeling of like, how did I even get you? Why are you even interested in me? But there's also this feeling of obsessing over your natural form, like the way you look when you have no makeup on if you're a woman, or the way you look when you're just in your pajamas, hair unbrushed. Like, they obsess over you in your natural form, and you don't have to change anything about yourself. You don't have to do anything to impress this person. This person already finds you perfect. As I say that, I hear ringing in my left ear. They love the conversations with you and they play that back in their own mind. They love the fact that you're honest. They love your values. They like the choices you've made for your life, and they feel like this choice they made being with you has made them the happiest they could ever be, where if they kind of imagine their life without you, if they had never met you, it would look so different in a negative way where they wouldn't want that. There's this feeling of, I would sacrifice anything for you. I would be in discomfort for you. Again, I see this energy of them like begging for certain efforts in previous relationships and not getting it, but getting it from you without even asking. And they feel like there's some kind of mutual obsession here with the lovers at the back of the deck. I'm seeing Morticia and Gomez in my mind's eye. So now let's move on to the next question, which I do still have the cards of. I hope I mentioned everything. I can remember, but I hope I mentioned everything I saw initially. They almost feel like you're too good for them. So the next question is why they feel they can't be away from you. And we have Mend a Broken Heart Fairy Healing from Heartache. What I initially channeled from this is that they had their heart broken before and you were the one to heal it and fix what you didn't even break. It could either come from inner child wounds where there was like some kind of unmet need as a child, that like some kind of unmet emotional need that you fulfilled. Or this could be from previous relationships and there's some kind of gratitude for the way you've helped them heal in some way. And the fact that you didn't break their heart, but instead healed it. They feel like they wouldn't want to be away from you. Every second is about thinking about you. Let's say they're thinking of getting lunch. They're thinking of getting lunch with you. Let's say they're thinking of going shopping for Christmas presents. They're thinking of going with you. Everything is like, I want to do it with you, even the boring things. 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. So the reason why they feel they can't get away from you is because they're attached to you with the 4 of Pentacles. They have a clingy side to them, even if they don't show it, and even if they do, it's showing up here. They feel like you guys are compatible and you can make it work and you make sense together. And again, like they admire your generosity, the things you've done for them that they want to do for you in return. Then we have the Strength card, which I initially heard vulnerability from. They think your vulnerability is a strength. King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the King of Wands. They love the fact that inside you're the softie, you're the sensitive, compassionate, empathetic person that cares a lot. And you're also very intuitive with the third eye here. But maybe on the exterior you portray yourself as like more tough to the world. But they love that with them you can be vulnerable. You can share all parts of yourself and they can with you too. There's this feeling of I can share cringy, embarrassing parts of myself with you and you won't judge me. There's also this feeling of like you love me unconditionally even when I don't love myself. Even when I don't see what you see in me, you love me unconditionally. So that feeling's coming from them. And there's this feeling of I wouldn't want to stay away from you in the first place because I enjoy your presence so much that why would I want to stay away from you? Okay. Even if they got used to you, they would never get bored of you is what I'm hearing now. So 3 of Wands, the Fool. The 3 of Wands is where I saw like them imagining your future together. The Fool, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Magician. I'm trying to think what else I said here at this part. Just bear with me, please. Oh, I was talking about like something sensual between the two of you where they feel like they can never get enough of you, even after they've kind of like fulfilled their desires sensually in the bedroom. They feel like that desire is so strong where it keeps building up and up and up. They feel like even when they with you, if you can read between the lines, they just want you more. They can go more rounds with you. They like the way you, if they're a man, they like the way you play with their thing. That's what I saw in my mind's eye, like initially. If you can read between the lines, I was seeing that and them kind of like just explode. They've yearned for a connection like this their whole life, is what I heard now. And they feel like you make them feel carefree, free, yet at the same time, you are consistent with them. Like, they couldn't imagine themselves wanting anything else but you. I hope your pile's not too short, because that's all I can remember about what I said. So, the moon, the sun. I hope I said everything. Sorry. Jupiter. So, the moon is related to Cancer. The sun is related to Leo. The moon is emotions and the sun, ego, identity. So again, they love the fact that you're confident in yourself, but that you don't have an ego. But they feel like you guys are the sun and moon, like you're meant to be together in some way. Jupiter is here, which is them just feeling lucky to be in this connection with you. Like, I never would have thought a person like you would choose me. And I'm shocked that you chose me, is the kind of energy coming from this. Them also feeling like they've grown so much with you. And Jupiter's related to Pisces and Sagittarius energy. Then we have Pisces here. We have the 4th house with home, roots, family, foundations. So they see you as their home. Join my membership. We have Capricorn. We have Scorpio. And we have Sagittarius. So with Scorpio here, there's like an intensity to the way they feel about you. But there's also something about them wanting to work for your affection or almost prove to you why choosing them was the right decision. This feeling of like, I won't disappoint you. Like, I'll prove to you why choosing me was the best decision for you. They also feel like you get along with their family, which they like. And you feel like family and home to them. You also make them feel comfortable. You validate them, you hype them up, yet you also meet them deeply emotionally. You're fun, but you're also deep. So let me know how this has resonated for you so far. In terms of your connection to this person. Did your zodiac come out also, or your initial, which we're going to pull now? Any engagement helps. Just push out the video. So thank you to those that like, comment, or even just watch by supporting. Support by watching. So we have J. We have R. We have G. I was seeing someone in IT or HR. I was also seeing pet names you call each other. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning. E, U, H. I'm hearing you make me happy. Happier than I could ever be. And what I'm seeing now in my mind's eye is like, you know when you say, oh, I'm so happy, like, if I had to tell the younger version of myself this would happen in the future, like this blessing of us being together, I wouldn't have believed it. So O, Z. This wasn't the initial order of the initials, by the way. A, V, N, and L. So yeah, that is what I have for you. Hopefully your reading isn't shorter. I'm really sorry that that happened, but I hope that this resonated and I hope I answered all the questions properly. So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching and I can't wait to see you next time.